Alright, after waiting for so long, we finally got the summer presentation, which I'll call it the Destined One presentation, along with the new Michu and her partner in crime. So let's begin. So we start off with the presentation. Here's the new cast with the Destined Ones. And I have to say, Jinki returning with Alden is kind of interesting, considering that Jinki in a way was a catalyst of Gila, which can result into the Destined Ones. Interested of Destined One of Infinity, because I like the design, and Hikari playing Dark State instead of Keter. I was a bit surprised with that, and we do indeed have a Destined One version of Liael, which is dark. Probably more Gear Chronicle than Angel Feather, and that caught me by surprise. And here's the Destined One plushie, Sabilt, probably evil. And for more information for Lyrical Booster, here are Encounters, Corel, and Prism, and we're also getting more reprints. And more set 4 information, we're getting 5 out of the 6 Destined One, which you can imagine the 6th Destined One is indeed going to be Hikari with Dark Liael, and I'm definitely excited for that. And here's the remaining of the product release schedule, which set 5 is going to be released at October for Japan. And here's some more collabs. And for the anime trailer, here's the possible matchups. Of course, brother versus sister, funny enough, it's Keter versus Dark State once again. Zero versus Infinity, which is the one theme that kind of really makes sense. And there's Now versus her rival of the season, considering that it was built up from the last season. And funny enough, the Dragon Empire and Brandgate players are going up against each other, because we got Taizo versus his friend. Of course, we got the 2 lyrical players against each other. I think the other character knows her from Dear Days from the anime. And Mazunori versus Jinki, considering that we know them from the previous series. There might be some interesting dynamic, especially Jinki's desire, and I'm still curious about Jinki's role in this story. And also, the visual seems to be very misleading considering that they put Koen as basically Akina's rival when it should be Sewell in this shot. And it makes more sense because Zero versus Infinity. And now for the Tuesday stream. First off, here are the promos for VM Premium, for Bermuda, and Gear Chronicle. Not going over them, but they're basically the heel fodders. And then we go to Starry Sky Lukida, which is grade 3 with 3 power on the skills. Auto rearguard once per turn. When your cannonball is put to the drop zone from the order zone, cost put a grade 3 from your drop zone to the bottom deck and plus 10 key powering in turn. The put grade 3 to the bottom deck can be very helpful, especially since they gave you the ability to superior write the new Michu from deck. And yes, you will be using the original Michu because this is going to be like Cray Cross Epic with glitter. And not only that, it could be any grade 3 card, so it could even be recycling cannonballs. Next, waiting for this day, Refrika, which is a grade 1 with keep power in the skills. Auto when placed on rearguard if you have all set up in your order zone. Cost energy roster, look at the 7 cards of your deck to choose up to 1 cannonball from among them and put it to your hand and force shuffle your deck. Searching for pieces is always nice, especially for this deck, it's bullets. In which we go to second skill, where act rearguard. If you have at least a grade 3 Michu, cost put this to soul, which is going to be very helpful because of the soul need. Search your deck for up to 1 glistening mood Michu, which is the new one. Ride it as stand and shuffle your deck. And if your Vanguard was placed during the ride phase this turn or you Persona Ride this turn, you cannot Persona Ride until the end of turn. And of course, you can activate Persona Ride if you didn't do any of those. So basically, since Michu is the lyrical glitter unit, we get the superior ride version of that. And of course, we're going to get the Soul Blast, the original version type skill for this Michu. But overall, pretty good because of course it searches up your pieces and basically lets you superior ride 1 turn quicker. So no reason not to run this. And then to Michu's partner in crime, Star Strong Prayer Nakno, which is grade 2 with 10k power on the skills. Count rearguard if your cannonball was put from order zone to drop zone this turn plus 10k, 20k beater, sure. With the second skill where glitter is for Michu, remember glitter is when you have a specific Vanguard unit, just so you could activate the specific ability. And the skill is act rearguard once per turn. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost counter blast 1, soul blast 1. This unit gets this ability during the end of turn. Auto rearguard. If you've done no drive checks for a battle for a rearguard this turn, this unit can perform drive checks into the end of that battle. Once again, we have rearguard drive checks. Although unlike the original one, this one doesn't need to be in the back row center and it doesn't swap with the Michu. So in a way, it is definitely better than the original since you don't need to be reliant on putting it on a specific zone, although it doesn't have the multi-attack compared to the original one because that one can swap with the Vanguard from the back row as standing and basically get another attack when it goes to the front row. But regardless, you play both of them. Finally, Glistening Mood Michu, which is a grade 3, we're taking power on the skill list. Auto, when placed by riding on top of the original Michu, first to head towards a Dream Michu, search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 Nico or 1 Cannonball, reveal it, and put in your hand, of course, shuffle your deck, and activate Persona Ride. And thanks to the grade 1, you can actually technically ride this 1 turn sooner, but without the Persona Ride, but either way, you still get to do stuff. Which, in a way, this replaces the draw skill of the original Michu, but at least that you can activate the original draw skill with the original Michu if you use the grade 1. But anyway, second skill. Act Vanguard. Once per turn, cost bind the original Michu from Soul, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire, and then until the end of turn, the cost of the Cannonball ability of the Soul Blast is reduced by 2. And then at the end of turn, if this unit is your Vanguard, write the bound card as rest. Basically, this is a new added ability for this new Michu where you basically negate the Soul Blast cost because the next ability is the Cannonball ability where Auto Vanguard when this card attacks costs Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it and plus 10k. And of course it has the Glitter ability. Basically, Cannonball ability is exactly the same as the original except just more power, replacing the draw with a completely search, and in a way, Soul Blast free if you use the original Michu. And of course, being an evolved form of the original, this is definitely better than the original, but you still need to use the original, and if you use the grade 1, you can still use the original ability on the same turn, so which is also very nice. Overall, cool new addition, especially solving some of the soul problems. And here are the LSRs. So that's it for the new Michu along with the Destined One presentation. What do you guys think of him? For the Destined Ones, I'm just very excited for because opposite of Faded Ones, which is very quick. And the one that interests me the most is Time, Infinity, and in a way Alden or Protection. As for new Michu and Nakno, pretty cool. It's just basically improvement of the original, but still need to use the original just like all the other cross epics. But on that, there's really not much to say about it. But on that, that's for this, and see you all next time.